Talk Real Estate with Sharon McNamara, sponsored by Boston Connect Real Estate Services.
Hi, I'm Sharon McNamara, and you are listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. Let me share a little bit about my background before we get started. I am the broker-owner of Boston Connect Real Estate, a boutique real estate firm that is home to over 30 real estate sales and marketing consultants who service home buyers and home sellers throughout Boston, the South Shore, the South Coast, and Cape Cod. Our firm takes pride in assisting our clients in the next chapter of their lives by taking a holistic approach to their real estate endeavors. We believe that every move should be a moving experience. Every week, my real estate team member, Mary Baker, and I, along with the director of Boston Connect Real Estate, Melissa Wallace, provide you with our unique marketing approach to selling homes and share with you our expertise in navigating the home buying process. We like to mix it up sometimes, so not only will you hear our perspective on real estate topics, but you will hear the expert thoughts and opinions of some of our real estate agents at Boston Connect Real Estate and the preferred professionals that we trust. Be part of our roundtable. If you have any questions during the show, please call 781-837-4900. We'd love to talk real estate. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and wherever you listen to podcasts at Talk Real Estate Roundtable. If you would like a one-on-one consultation with me and my team or one of the dedicated agents at Boston Connect Real Estate to discuss your real estate needs, you can connect with us at bostonconnect.com or 781-826-8000. Now, sit back, relax, take good notes, and let's talk real estate. And hello to all my South Shore neighbors. This is Sharon McNamara. You are, of course, listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. I am here live. I was on vacation for a little bit, so I hope you didn't miss me too much. I know Melissa was holding down the fort. She had Tracy Grady in here on Saturday. She's a full-time real estate agent here at Boston Connect Real Estate, the best of the best, along with, I think Kristen Howlett was actually with her on Tuesday evening. She is a full-time real estate agent here at Boston Connect as well, so they were filling in for me as I was, you know, out on the deep seas there. And then I went to a wedding that was absolutely beautiful, and it was wonderful. But tonight I am here with Emmie Flaherty. Hello.
Hi.
I am so happy to have you here with me. So Emmie Flaherty has been on with us. Of course, Emmie is a full-time real estate agent here at Boston Connect Real Estate. And tonight is her topic, and she brought on a guest. So I'm going to let you do the introductions tonight as well.
Well, thank you. So tonight we have Anthony Myers from Anthony's Junk Removal joining us. He and I work together often, depending on the scenario, the situation. Sometimes I'm calling him, and sometimes he's calling me. So we're here tonight to talk about property prep and junk removal.
The situation depends on the situation. It makes me think of the Situation Room. Who do you think the cocaine belonged to? That's what I want to know. The Situation Room, aren't they figuring that out at the White House?
They're pretending to. I think they already know the answer, but they're pretending to, of course. Deep investigation into this.
I don't think you even have to be a rocket scientist to sort of figure that one out, right? I mean, well, you don't know for sure. I mean, just because you were a crackhead doesn't mean you do cocaine too.
Yep, right.
Hey, Melissa's like, just keep on rolling with what the topic is.
Junk removal.
Yeah, junk removal. So that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. So, Anthony, I know I had met you probably about a month ago now at one of my listings. And I hate to call it junk because it really isn't junk. And maybe we'll get into some of that emotional thing, aspects of things. But Emmie had referred me to you. I called you. You were out there, I think, actually even that day or the next day. But tell us a little bit about you and your company and what you do for people.
So my name is Anthony Myers. I own Anthony's Junk Removal and Demolition. Mm-hmm. We service all of South Shore and Boston. We do everything from picking up single item trash or stuff that's not really trash to, demolition, which is swing sets, sheds, carpet removal, flooring removal, pretty much the light demolition. We're not going to go tear down a house or a building, but
yet
we'll get there.
Right.
But that's working with you guys has been a pleasure. I mean, that's, you guys are seeing it every day. People need to move. People need to get rid of stuff, and we're here to help. And
that's the one thing I think, Emmie, with us is, we go to people's homes. I actually just left a pre-CMA type thing, a new condo that's going to be coming on the market in Pembroke. So if you want information, give me a call, 781-294-4848. I'll give you a head start on it. It's beautiful anyways, but they didn't have a lot of stuff, you know what I mean? But there are a lot of times, and I know you definitely have been in situations where you go into people's homes and it's like they're so overwhelmed they don't know where to begin. So talk about some of those situations you've had.
Right. So that's what he and I deal with a lot. You know, I'll talk to someone and they'll say to me, you know, hey, I mean, I'm looking to sell my house, but I don't think I'm anywhere near ready. And to me, ready means like, you know, you've got yourself a time frame coming up. But to them, ready means like, I've got too much stuff and I have no idea what I'm going to do with this. And to me, just part of helping my clients and customers is having resources for them. So it was really awesome to meet Anthony because he's kind of filled a void there that so many of us have. You know, you think about selling and obviously it's when do I want to sell and where do I want to go? But then after that, it's like, look at everything that I've accumulated over the years. And that adds up.
Oh, it really does. I mean, if you tell anybody that you're going to be having a yard sale, they're like, I have some stuff that I can bring you. I mean, because we are going to have a yard sale, so you can talk about that actually at the end of the show, too. But it is amazing to me how much stuff we have, and people are very much attached to it. And, you know, we said earlier junk removal, but you know what? It really isn't junk. You know, that vase is not glass. It's, you know, what that person sees, the flowers still in it, right? So we have to be cautious of that. So tell me some of the we'll get into it maybe a little bit. I want to know some of the weirder things you've seen.
I don't know if we can talk about that.
I was going to say, we're crossing a line there.
We're going that far. I mean, we found a hot tub in a basement that was a lot of accessories that, you know, you use for a hot tub in a house, I guess. But you're 100% right. A lot of the stuff as far as, you know, calling it junk is, and I stress that to my guys as much as possible, is when you're going into this house, most of the time it's a relative that has either gone into a nursing home or has passed away, and the family's taking over the estate. So when you go in there and you guys, you know, tread lightly, because you can't just go in, as much as we want to go in like a tornado and throwing everything away, though, you know, that's their grandmother's table from, you know, 20 Thanksgivings ago, and it's hard to tell somebody, hey, it's junk. You know, when you grew up with it around the house, but you know, when we take it outside, then you know, break it down the dumpster. Don't break it down in front of the person. You know, or you know, hopefully sometimes you know the people aren't there that you know we can get it done without the there's less emotion, because it needs to be done either way, so that you guys can come in, list the house, list the property, get rid of it. But there is a lot of emotional attachments as far as getting rid of junk.
When you are doing that, I never even actually thought about like the homeowners being home. So you really do have to be sort of patient with that and have, you know, the empathy of knowing what they're going through. Because I'm sort of seeing it before you get there. So the property that you met me at, I remember, you know, one of the daughters saying to me, I'm sorry that she had to tell you all these stories and everything. And I was like, this is part of the process that I deal with, you know. So it is telling me where this chair was, where this chair came from, who sat in this chair, who rocked a baby in this chair. So it's them taking those memories with them when the chair is going someplace else.
Exactly. And
so
we just dealt with that with the property that you are currently selling. You know, the people flew up from another state to go through it. So we're like one room behind them while they're in the next room, like Googling, oh, this is worth, you know, and it was like, all right, like this is going to turn into from a 3-day to a 5-day because, you know, the stuff is worth value, but you can't take it all. Like it's you're here to clean out the house. You know, we got to get rid of it, but you know, everybody thinks that a lot of stuff is worth a lot more than.
I'm just sort of curious now too, because you know what, my head goes in so many different directions, and at this time of day when you know the ADD medicine has sort of worn off, it's like I'll just say whatever. But like, do people stop in as you're doing cleanouts? Like people, you know, like the pickers.
You
ever watch that show?
Yeah, the pickers.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
you know what? It's always the scrap metal guys. You know that they're waiting for us to leave so they can dive through the dumpster. But you know, they do stop. Yeah, and it's like, I mean, what do? You know, I'm not going to let some random people walk through the property, you know. But those guys, and they're always looking for metal. You'll come back to a job the next day, check on the dumpster, and everything will be pushed to one side. And we're like, come on, man.
Well, remember, I met you in Brockton one time, and you were doing a clean out, and you wanted me because they were, you know, in need of a real estate agent, and your car or truck was parked on the side. and basically you were waiting because the scrapper like beat him to it and was like, he wants to take the scrap first. So
Wow.
Yeah, people call the scrap company while they're calling us because they think it's going to be less. And
Well, you know what's sort of funny is as you were telling that story, imagine if you like showed up one day and like all the junk was on the sidewalk and like your metal dumpster was gone.
right, I know.
Right?
Can you imagine?
just
show
sparks
up.
going down the street
I know.
being towed.
And a little Toyota dragging it down the street to
Hey.
the junkyard.
When we service some of the towns that we do, I wouldn't be surprised to say the
my
least.
goodness. So were there specific topics or anything that you wanted to talk about in play or here, or you want me to sort of go ahead?
Well, so, there's definitely different components to this. So, a lot of times Anthony will get a call from someone who, like he's already mentioned, has, an estate to clean out. And that's a difficult situation, especially when you've lost a family member and, they've left their house to you or you and your siblings and you just don't even know where to start. So that's been something that's been super helpful for me as a realtor, because when I do get that phone call from someone that's like, hey, I'm in this situation, I don't really know what to do, it's very emotional, he and I can work together to help you.
And too, even like your mentality, Anthony, it isn't that often that I bring people on that I've only met once, but I did, I really liked your business sort of sense that you had. You took your time to meet with me right away. You were talking to me. You were very genuine about this process. It isn't like we keep on bringing it up. It isn't just about throwing junk away, but what a great relationship that you have together, because you have confidence in him, but he also has confidence in you. So when you're getting calls probably from banks or repos or doing whatever, that that Emmie is great at,
Exactly.
I know who a real estate agent is, right?
Right.
And how did the two of you meet anyways? I think I know this story.
You can take that one.
So I opened up, I started, we're going on a year now. And
How many guys do you have working for you already?
So I got one full-time guy, Abdul, who runs my trucks. Couldn't ask for a better, manager on my trucks. He's great. You know? And then we have, I think, 4 part-time, people that, hey, summer's here. If you need a hand in the big stuff, like I couldn't thank my team enough. I mean, they come in whenever we need help, and they're on it. I just hands down best team I could ask for. But and they're respectful too. Anything that they know how, and Abdul passed that on. The way the truck should be operate, that's passed on to everybody else, and it's all. Hey, this is how Anthony would want it done. And it's hard to find people like that want the same vision for you. So.
I have one. She's upstairs. Her name's Melissa Wallace.
She's fantastic.
She's really, really good, yeah.
But to get back to it, Instagram opened up. You got to do the social media.
I know. We're social media people.
I saw Emmie on, Boston Connect. So I was in Pembroke. My family owned a business in Pembroke. So it's like, it's kind of like homey area. So I messaged you and I was like, hey, we're in the industry. We're working with people that want to get rid of, houses. We got to clean them out, and you want to work together. And she was,
right on it.
Right on it. Just
no, actually, what I said was, I will not. No, here's the true story. I said, I will not. I said, I'm not just going to refer people to you. Like, I have to meet you. I have to know what you're about, and then if I feel like if
you pass my test.
Right. If you pass all of my tests and I feel like you are going to represent my clients in the way that I would represent my clients, then we're going to work together. And here we are. The thing is, he gets rid of junk, and I get that. And like we've already said, it's not just junk. But I would say we've been at numerous homes together now. He's cautious about what he's taking out of the house. He's, he's not banging into stuff. They're paying attention to what they're doing. They're considerate. They have a method. And they get, at the end of the day, that this is sentimental to people. And, on the flip side, it's not all estate cleanouts. Like, he's my go-to every time we have a final walkthrough.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. For the buyer side or the seller side.
I never thought
him.
of that. Oh, my goodness. Like, your phone number is in my... Because, there are many times that we show up at these final walkthroughs, and for some reason or another, divorce situations tend to be the worst situations because whoever's still living in the house is so pissed at the other person that they're like, why did I end up having to clean up everything? And then there's me and Mary in a house, like, sweating in dresses, waiting, to do the closing, trying to clean out houses. Do you sweep, too?
Yeah, we clean up. We bring the we bring the blower. We bring the brooms.
I want a blower. Could you see me going through someone's house?
I know. No, he does. And that's the thing. I've called him several times. Once I had a buyer, there was a bunch of stuff in the cellar. I'm not even kidding you. I showed up. The seller was there. They had a sedan. okay? It was packed to the gills. Like, they were not even going to be able to see out of their mirrors. That's a whole nother issue. The trunk was packed, and there was still stuff everywhere. And I was like, okay, I just see the writing on the wall here.
And people underestimate how much stuff they actually have. So they think that they're going to be able to get this done. Look, I clean out my basement every year, and I don't even know. It grows. It's like mold, like stuff just... I am not happy that the Christmas tree shopped. I mean, it's really sad for them, but like, thank goodness I can't put another thing in my house.
Well, right? I know. It's crazy. And that's what happens. It happens to sellers, too. Like, even when I represent sellers, I say, this is the expectation. We call it broom swept clean, but, and then you come in and they're sweeping around stuff that's still there.
Yes.
So, a lot of time it's paint cans. They think they're being helpful, leaving 20-year-old, cans of paint.
Now, do people really think that's helpful?
Well,
yes.
they say that they think it's helpful.
They say that, but do they really think the paint that's like, you know what I mean? It's not even paint anymore. It's gum.
This can of paint matches the kitchen that we painted 50 years ago.
Yeah.
You're like the top of it's rusting.
If you'd like to touch it up, I mean, come on, give me a break. That isn't true. You just want to get rid of it because let's talk about that. I mean, it's probably really difficult to get rid of certain items. I'm sure it's somewhere on this 15-page agenda, but. If you have any questions, 781-837-4900. Again, you're listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. I am Sharon McNamara. I am not with my sidekick tonight. She is taking a little break because we have two guests on with us. We have Emmie Flaherty, who is a full-time real estate agent here at Boston Connect Real Estate. And we're so happy to have you as part of our family. And I texted you that over the weekend, too. And, can I share the story? I go a little personal, Anthony.
Go for it.
With Finn.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So when I'm not around and we have the pool at the house, I'm like, please, I'd love for you to, take the kids and go to the pool. So she went to the pool, and apparently Finn was like, can we buy this house? Emmy's like, it's not an option. And now I've been in my house for 31 years, right? So, I mean, and the pool's been there forever, but Finn likes the pool, apparently.
Yep, he sure does.
And then what was the second question?
Well, he asked me if I could get my broker's license so I could be like Sharon. And I said, well, I could, but I'm working for Sharon, so that's the whole point. Sharon has the broker's license. I don't need one, too. But then
Sharon has the pool.
Right, Sharon has the pool. So he kept drilling me until he got, basically his underlying question was, what does mom need to do to be like Sharon to have a house like this? And I was like, listen, buddy, I'm working on it.
Yeah, well, Sharon bought the house 31 years ago for $137,000, Finn. So, you know what? In 25 years, that's where you'll be.
Exactly.
That's what your house, you'll be saying the same thing about your house. So, but if you do have any questions about this topic regarding real estate, and Anthony, I'm sorry, we have Anthony here with us as well. Anthony, what's your last name again?
Myers.
Anthony Myers from Anthony's Junk Removal, right? So we have him here today talking about, removal and things like that. If you have any questions for us, 781-837-4900. George is at the WATD studio tonight, and he will pipe you through if you have any questions. We're also on Facebook, so you can find us on Boston Connect Real Estate. So talking about some of, we were just talking about paint cans. Talk about those items. Let's talk about, hazardous items that people maybe have. I know you can't do asbestos removal and things like that, so I'm sure that people are asking you to do some crazy stuff. So
paint is always there. It's usually we can get rid of paint. I mean, it's not the easiest to get rid of, but, there's ways around it. For the homeowners looking to get rid of paint. If it's empty, it's just a paint can. If there's liquid in it, and I'm not saying go dump it on the lawn or anything, but there is ways like cat litter. If you fill it with cat litter, it'll dry it all out and it'll harden up. I had heard too, you get one of those cheap blue tarps. If you spread that out and then you spread the paint out on it and then you put kitty litter on it, that seems like a very big mess. Just call us. That's
yeah. No, truthfully.
But it's between the person that used a half-quart of oil for their lawnmower 20 years ago and it's been sitting there, the paint thinner that your grandfather needed, to wipe off sap on his hood, and there's a 3/4 of it left. We can get rid of all that, but it's not easy as a resident. Like I said, there's ways to do it, but it's not always the easiest. Because you have to wait for certain hazardous days in your town and things like that. I know every town has it. I think they're required to do it once or twice a year or something, but when you're cleaning out your basement at that point, and that's the other thing too, let's talk about that. This isn't just because you're moving. You could just be cleaning out your basement, right? Everybody has too much stuff, and I'm guilty for it too. Yeah. I have too much stuff, and the dump truck gets parked half the time at my house.
Where's your house? Because I'm going to drive by every so often.
We're in Easton. But it's, that was the number one promise that I made to my wife. She goes, you can start this company, but nothing comes home. If I don't want everything isn't too valuable to throw away. And that was kind of the motto after that was, if you're going to get rid of it, don't bring it home, bring it to the shop. It doesn't, we have found crazy stuff though, to recap on that. A MacBook Air was found in a clean out, but it's, you ask people, you're throwing away everything, and you double check and they're like, yeah, MacBook Airs have been found. We've done the desktops we have found in clean outs. Our office almost with the pictures and everything was furnished by clean outs. But it's, it's one, it goes back to one man's trash is another man's treasure. That's the truth. We found so much stuff that I'm like, who the hell would throw this away? But
too, I think when Emmie and I, when we're dealing with, you have people that came up from Florida, right? Because they're selling a family member's home, and I've done quite a few of, these estate sales, and the kids are adults. They're trying to get rid of their stuff, of their adult kids, and there's just so much. There's only so much space that you have. My daughter Mackenzie inherited my mother-in-law's entire sewing room, and I'm not kidding you, this room is huge, and all that stuff ended up in my basement. And it's like, I'm never going to sew, I'm never going to knit. I wish I did know how to do those things, but she doesn't have any place to put it either.
That's kind of the difference between, when you inherit something like that, the difference between anybody can rent a dumpster, and we do too. We rent dumpsters constantly, but it separates junk removal from dumpster rental. When you have the junk removal company come in and 3, 4, 5, people come in to remove everything, that's the helping hand that a lot of people need, because most people don't have the means to lift that massive oak bureau in their living room or, their grandmother's hope chest down the basement. So that's where we come in and, bring everything out. And we rent dumpsters all the time. Red Box is our go-to. That's, they give you the dumpster, there's a built-in porta potty with it. I've never seen anything like it, but they're the best in customer services, and that's what we touch on. Is you guys found us. We strive for customer satisfaction. When I get my third party, dumpster or something like that, we're looking at that too, because we just want 5 stars across the board, whether it's real estate, dumpster rentals, junk removal. When everybody's happy, everybody's happy. So that's the thing with us.
Yeah, awesome. Go ahead, Emmie. What do you got going now?
Good
You're just
question.
looking at me like, okay,
I know.
Sharon.
Well, Sharon's holding the agenda. She's ready to change the topic here.
I'm not. I'm just looking.
No. Well, and that's the thing. So, there's various aspects of this. So you deal with people who are moving or not.
Correct.
So what would you say is the biggest volume that you do? Is it estate cleanouts, helping people clean out their basements?
We get a lot of the hey, I got a pile of junk, and give me a price. And it's, what we usually do is we have people put that pile outside. If it's not going to rain, put it outside. We offer, we'll tell you, if we're coming tomorrow, we might be coming at 10 in the morning or 1 in the afternoon. We send a before and after picture once the service is complete, attached with an invoice. So, after COVID, it kind of seems like nobody wants to do the face-to-face thing anymore.
Right.
So when you have a contractor come and you don't have to come out, pay that guy, you can do everything from your phone, people are satisfied with that. And that's kind of what we've gone to, is the pile of junk. Hey, I got 2 mattresses that we want to get rid of. We'll have a dump truck out tomorrow, put them on the sidewalk. And, an invoice is attached, you never see us. It's just the service was done, and hey, they were fast, they were quick and easy to use.
I know. Well, I can vouch for that because I had a listing in Bridgewater. I think that was one of the first jobs we worked on together.
Yeah.
And we actually used some of her furniture for staging. But I think I ended up calling you 4 times, because we had initial junk. Then we used some of the furniture for staging, and then they, after we were done and the house is under contract, they took some stuff with them. But then it was, we're going to have somebody come and pick this up, what we get a lot of is Uncle Joe's going to come and get this.
Oh yeah.
Uncle Bob's going to come and get this. We're putting this out curbside. Well, I don't know where Uncle Bob is, but we're 2 days away from closing, and Uncle Bob's stuff is still out there. So that's another area where he's come very handy for me. I'm like, all right, Uncle Bob's not coming, so Anthony's turn. And I just take a screenshot.
I know. That's what you should call it. Uncle Anthony's.
I know. I'm going to start calling you that. But that's what I do. And like you said, I send you a screenshot and I'm like, hey, like, this didn't make it in the last round. How much, And he's awesome because he'll be like, oh, well, I have a pretty full trailer today, but I can fit that so I can cut you a deal. Which obviously I know you can't do all the time, but it's an option. If there's somebody out there that really wants something gone, but you're kind of on a tight budget, that's something to keep in mind.
How are you doing your pricing? Because I know when I met with you, you were like counting the monitors and different things like that, and the TVs and bigger furniture. And then it's surprising because the mattresses seem to be one of the bigger items right now that are more difficult. And it's interesting too because I know like I don't know why, but like with the towns, like if you go on the town website, they'll say, oh, it's only $35 to get rid of that. But do you feel like they just haven't updated their sites yet?
What I feel like it might be a contracted thing. That, so the way we do our pricing is, in going back to the dumpster, a person might not need a whole dumpster. So the way we do our pricing is we do quarter load, half load, 3/4 load, full load. However much space your items take up in the trailer, that's what we charge for. As far as the computers, the monitors, the mattresses, if you look at any transfer station, even a town transfer station, and they charge by those items. So those are charge items. So a monitor, usually $75. A mattress is between $100 and $125 through a town right now. If you have, trash pickup, they'll take those because they have a truck that's picking up 60 of them that
I don't
day.
think that they have bulk items. I don't think that bulk items will take mattresses anymore. In Pembroke, anyway.
So,
I don't think they will.
So what caused that was Massachusetts went to, you can't throw away mattresses and you can't throw away clothing anymore, which caused now mattresses have to be recycled. So what the dumps are doing is they're charging that, $100, $125 fee to recycle it. You can't throw it away, so they charge for it. And that's where, if you go through the town, sometimes it's less, or in that case they don't take it at all. So it's kind of a mixed.
So what do people, I understand, I don't throw away clothes myself, but you put them.
Kids have a lot of them.
So
Sharon, let me interrupt for a moment. I have two callers who want to comment on these tips here and pricing. One of whom had called, and he doesn't want to be on the air. His name is Mike from Norwell. He wanted to ask about the prices and how you compare to other competitors like 1-800-GOT-JUNK. And the other one is a caller who does want to comment. Her name is Kate from the South Shore. We can put her on right now, or you can answer Mike's question first, however you want.
Let's put Kate on, just because she's on hold. So maybe she's in a bad area, so we'll put Kate on first, and then we will answer Mike's question after that.
Sure thing.
All right, thank you. Hey, Kate, how are you?
Hey, guys. I'm good. I'm really enjoying your show.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you. So did you have a specific question for us tonight?
I have a comment. I'm listening to Anthony describe a dumpster with a porta potty on it. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy.
I know.
And 30 seconds later, I drive by a dumpster with a porta potty on it.
So that's, Kate, that's going to be your life now. Like, so, like when you get the new, like, Emmie has a new Tesla. Like, now all you see is Teslas, right? So guess what, Kate? For the rest of, like, the summer, all you're going to see is dumpsters with porta potties on them.
Yeah, exactly. There's a fancy term for it. I think it's called...
It's not punch buggy, it's punch dumpster.
Right.
Yeah, punch dumpster. So you're going to see those all over. Yeah, well, it's a little fancy.
Well, real quickly, I'm about to go play volleyball, but I wanted to let you know that this is such a great show. I just took care of a dear friend's estate who was a painter, and it took a lot of effort to find a proper disposal of the 200 cans of stuff he had.
Wow.
So, so to find somebody that's doing it and doing it environmentally correct is really important. So I hope to not need to throw away 200 cans again, but if I do, I'll definitely call Anthony.
Thank you so much.
And you should call the Guinness Book of World Records because you've done that twice.
I know, right?
So call them twice. And Kate, where are you playing volleyball tonight?
On set, it's beautiful.
Oh, that sounds so nice right now.
Yeah, my daughter played volleyball for, she was D2 for St. Mike's, actually, in college. So I love the volleyball, so I'll have to let her know. Is it a pickup league? Not that we're sidetracking.
It's a pickup league, and anybody who really knows how to play, come with a sense of humor.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, have a great night.
Have fun. Thank you, guys. Take care.
That's awesome. Thanks,
Thank you.
Kate. Yeah, I mean, it really is. I mean, think about the situation that she had was, hey, what are the chances that she's helping an estate with a painter, like 200 cans of paint? I mean, what the heck do you do with it all?
I want to know what she did with all of it.
I know we should have asked her that, but no, I mean, it's true.
I'm sure that
that's an undertaking.
She was very impressed that you're getting rid of things environmentally safe, so I'm sure that that's the approach that she took too. So
that's awesome. I mean,
and then I'm sorry to jump, but I don't want Mike to give up on us either. So Mike's question was, how do your prices compare to your competitors that are like national brands?
So the national brands are, we're a smaller business. We try to be less expensive, but it's not always, pricing really compares with that is, what do you have? Do you have concrete that needs to be removed? Because obviously there's different pricing for concrete. Do you have 5 washing machines that need to be removed? Obviously metal is a different pricing. Typically, rule of thumb, our pricing starts at $95. A full truckload goes up to $700. So wherever you fall in between there, if you add 4 mattresses into a half a load, it's going to throw it way off.
Because those are individual. Yeah, right.
So, if you have 4 items plus a half a load, you got to do the half load plus 4 mattress charges. So it's, it's hard to say, hey, this is what our full truck costs, because it wouldn't be, every situation is unique. But at the end of the day, we want happy customers, so we tend to always work something out.
Yeah, and just, tell them that you listened to Anthony on WATD, and he'll give you a $25 gift card.
Absolutely.
There we go.
There we go. Look at that, right on.
I know.
You didn't even like flinch at all.
No.
You're going to charge me for that? $25?
You could have said more.
All right, we got a new caller.
Oh, wow.
We have Henry from Plymouth. He wants to comment.
Okay. Hello, Henry. How are you?
Hello, Michael. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Michael, I just wanted to say you're doing a wonderful job and you're making everybody happy.
Oh.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for what you're doing over there. Have a good night.
Thank you. You too.
I don't know.
Okay,
Is that
Michael.
somebody that you knew?
I don't know.
It's always interesting.
Yeah, all right.
Interesting.
Well, hey, we're getting lots of callers tonight. 781-837-4900, 781-837-4900. We have Anthony with us tonight from Anthony's Junk Removal, along with, of course, Emmie Flaherty, who is a full-time real estate agent here at Boston Connect Real Estate. Emmie, I just have to give you credit for, you've been with our office for over a year now?
Almost a year.
Almost a year. And you're going to be you're one of events. I know that you have your book club that is just, you have all these people here and you're really committed to the community and doing things. I know you have a big event on Thursday.
Thursday night.
Is that invite only, or what? Can you tell everybody on WATD all about it?
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
So Thursday night, okay, well, this was supposed to be a candle making event and it has just kind of exploded. However, myself and my co-worker, I call her my co-worker, but it's actually Samantha Steinhaga from Radius Mortgage, who is like the loveliest person. She and I do, obviously work together, but she loves events as much as I do. So we co-host book club. But, we love to be crafty and do stuff. So we were supposed to be making candles and have a permanent jewelry person here. So kind of while our candles are setting, I think that's the correct term, we'd get some permanent jewelry, but that has now expanded. So it's a Midsummer Nights Market. It is Thursday night. We are very fortunate that Brews and Sips are coming. They're a newer business, but they're a local bartending service that have retrofitted a horse trailer, which is right up my alley.
Yeah.
It's adorable. I can't wait to have them in person, and we have some signature drinks that they're making.
Nice.
Yes. We're going to have I think it's named the Boston Connect, but we will say Sam handled that. But we will have vendors here out front, lots of different vendors. We have Hippie Pilgrim Garlic Salt. She is super popular.
Oh.
We have Blackbird Baking, who is a custom cookie company here in Pembroke. We have Brews and Sips. We have Salt and Branch, who's going to be making candles with us. We have Simply the Best by Nicole, who's doing permanent jewelry. And for those of you that are like, what the heck is permanent jewelry? It's basically just jewelry without clasps, because as we all know, there's nothing worse than when you lose a necklace because the clasp broke. Same with the bracelet. So basically all she does is, instead of the clasp, she puts it together so it's not going anywhere. Obviously, if you want to take it off, you just make an appointment with her and she'll take it off.
So you wear it always.
Yes.
So make sure it's color coordinated to anything and everything you wear.
Yeah, it's like mostly chains, but they're very pretty and ornate, and you can add stuff.
I suggest not getting a choker in case you gain any weight.
Right? No kidding. Choke yourself. But it doesn't hurt. She says a lot of people ask her if it hurts. That would never occur to me. But no, it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
And we do have other vendors. We just got a tarot card reader coming.
Oh, that's fun.
We have chair massage. So we've kind of...
Can we find a pie maker? Doesn't it seem like you should have like somebody who makes like homemade blueberry pies?
Yes.
I have someone coming.
You do? That makes homemade blueberry pies?
Well, I don't know about blueberry, but her...
Can you ask her to make me one?
I will. So that would be Gillen's Goodies. So they're coming. So we've got quite the group, and it should be interesting, but it's open to all. It's free. It's here at Boston Connect, 6 to 9 on Thursday, and it should be a very good time.
New caller.
Oh, wow. Another new caller.
Yes, we have Dave from Whitman.
Hey, Dave. How are you? Thank you for calling in.
Well, thank you. First-time caller, long-time listener.
Great.
I'd like to ask a question of Anthony, and that is, I've recently had, believe it or not, my water heater go for the third time, and I have a furnished basement. And, the insurance company paid for things. I've had the laminate floor and carpet, but this time I'm going to get rid of that and put down an epoxy floor. But in order to get prep for the epoxy floor, I have to remove everything out of my basement. My question is, the carpet that's down there now, as well as parts of the laminate floor, is that something that, Anthony, that you could pull up and
Yes, absolutely.
dispose of, or do I have to do that?
No, we can do that. We'll show up with our dumpster and go to work. You point and we'll do it. So that's definitely something we can take care of.
I think that's somebody else's tagline, though. We have to think of something else rather than you point and we take it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that. So you're saying that is something that your crew will do.
Yes, absolutely. Just let us know.
I'll call your office tomorrow morning.
Yeah, give us a call, 774-269-8580. Our website is anthonysjunk.com.
And give your phone number one more time.
774-269-8580.
And that's perfect. So you're going in, you're actually ripping up the rug, you're rolling it, you're taking it out, you're doing all that. So, I mean, this is the type of service that people need. It's one thing to have to get it out, but to take the time to roll it and to do all those other things, I mean, that's a pain in the neck.
Yep,
and
exactly.
it's heavy.
Yeah, it's heavy.
Yeah.
But, having the equipment and the power and the power to do it, why not? We can get it done. So
that's perfect. All right. Well, I hope that you give him a call in the morning.
Yep. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Dave.
Thank you. That is, that's another whole part of this whole process is thinking about the reasons why people need a junk guy, right? And I'm not even calling you a junk. It's things that you have to get rid of. We have to come up with a different name than a junk guy.
Yeah, I know. It's hard because it's like he does everything.
Yeah.
So, pretty much he filled so many voids and the contractor failed because you can do so much of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think our next step is to, get a retail space. So, we donate a lot of items that we can. So we donate as much as possible because, it might look like a bureau that somebody wants to get rid of, but somebody that needs a bureau that's oak and that, there's places for those things. So the problem is our transfer stations fill up so much and so quickly that if I can keep stuff out of there, it will allow more of our items to go in. So, that's our next step is to maybe do a retail store where we can, sell the stuff at a cheap cost versus go out and shopping for furniture. Furniture nowadays is, you guys see
awful.
it.
I complain about it all the time. I hate putting the stuff together, but two, you close the door wrong and it's like, this thing's, it's a goner.
It is a goner.
It is.
You should never have that many extra screws at the end of that.
No.
So, oh, sorry. I was on ChatGPT and I was like, can you give me a new name for a junk removal company without using the name junk? And it came up with clutter cutters. Clutter cutters, but I think I need something better than that. So, but again, 781-837-4900. We're getting some great questions tonight in regard to, how you can help people, remove the items that are in their house. And what about different items? Like I'm thinking about, people, a lot lot of times we'll go and people have like wood stacked behind a shed and things like that.
We're
I
doing
mean,
one of those tomorrow.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, we're doing fencing. A car went through a fence, and now the person has gone to rip it down, which is very helpful, and it's a pile, and we back the truck up, load it up, and see you later. I mean, we can also disassemble the fence as well, but we do that a lot. Same with, we get rid of anything. I mean, hot tubs. Your hot tub breaks. It's they give you a bill for thousands of dollars to fix it. We come out, we get rid of it. It takes us about an hour to get rid of a whole hot tub. So it's,
I think you were working on that like recent when I met with you, that you're like, I have to get a hot tub out. And Mark's parents had a hot tub in their basement.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah. Well, I'll say
the basements are crazy because
they are.
I don't know how you get I don't know how half the hot tubs get in the basements, because we have problems cutting them and getting them out. So I don't know how they get them in the first place. But.
Well, we've had issues. I mean, like I said at the final walkthrough, we had a house in Whitman that we closed on, and we discovered, thankfully, final walkthrough, we discovered that the shed was packed to the gills. And the seller, she had lost her husband. She had so much stuff. She was so overwhelmed. She underestimated how much stuff she had. And I was on the buy side, and I was totally understanding of her situation, but she had just completely overlooked the shed. So we called him, and he was there same day, emptied everything out in the shed. So we were still able to go on record.
Well, and I think that that's really an important piece of this. And I'm sure that not every time would we be able to just call you in a last minute, but it sounds to me like you sort of understand when we have emergencies, we certainly don't want to bother you on that day, that you're able to fit us in, because sometimes we don't know, like the best day for us to do a final walkthrough is the day of the closing, because we want to make sure that the water heater didn't go the night before,
It's funny you say that, because our joke is, does everybody wait till the last day to do this stuff? But we've always been able to come through almost, every time. We have so much equipment to do that the worst thing you can tell somebody is no. And we always figure out a way to get it done. Another thing that, I wanted to touch on was, as far as the real estate side, is the net 30 side of it. Doing a clean out, our company understands that doing a clean out is expensive most of the time, and that there's a lot of stuff. But on that if you look on the other side of the coin, that person that's moving has to come up with their moving furniture, their, closing costs, everything else. So what we've allowed to do is, when the house sells, get in touch with you guys, and it comes out of the proceed of the house. So there is, it's not, hey, this clean out's going to be, $4,000, and then, all right, I have to come up with that plus my closing, plus my down. When the house sells, we'll get paid. And that's kind of taken the burden of decluttering off of a lot of people's shoulders. So that also sets us apart, from the rest of I don't know what other company do.
Well, I'm going to do you a favor right now, too, though, is that with us being responsible real estate agents, and I know this happens with me with septic systems sometimes, and I never want to put my guys in a predicament like that. But if that was the case, and that would be awesome, because I do have so many people that are like that. They don't have that extra liquid money. Is that we would make sure that clean out was done very close to the day where we already know we got the commitment letter. We already know that this is definitely selling. That isn't, that something isn't going to fall apart. So I think that would be us sort of making sure on that side, because we would want to definitely make sure that it got done.
And we're here to help. We love doing junk removal. That's what I can say about it.
Yeah, ChatGPT is not helping me at all. Like, it's coming up with like premier purges, debris diplomats, exquisite, whatever, neat navigations. So I think I just came to realize junk removal, it is what it is. Right?
Exactly.
That's the truth.
And you know what? Somebody probably came up with, it was probably crap removal at one point, and someone said, we need a better word than crap.
Right. It's everything. It's everything that you don't want. That doesn't make it trash, and it's not necessarily junk.
Unwanted stuff,
right?
Yeah. Well, I got to tell you a funny story. So, we only have 5 minutes left, but it's my show, so I can go there. So I had a woman, she was older, she was going into a 55 plus. Actually, she was moving right up here to Center Commons in Pembroke when we were building that. And I went to Norwell, did a CMA, and she had several cats and several fake flower arrangements, silk arrangements. So think of a lot of fur, a lot of dust, and a lot of fake flowers around the house. And hey, listen, this is how she lived. I wasn't judging it by any means. My job is, I'm also a certified staging professional. I want to go in there, let's clean up a little bit. I am very gentle with this process, I promise you. This woman just happened to be a mind reader, apparently. So I was like, you know what? Why don't we take some of these floral arrangements? If you're taking them with you, we can, box them up, get them ready for you to bring to your new place. If you're going to be purging them, we can take care of that. She went to the builder, and she's like, your real estate agent told me I had a lot of, and it started with an SH.
Oh.
And I never said that.
Yeah.
I was very gentle. That's where I think she was probably a tarot card reader.
Yeah.
But she was a psychic.
We've gotten to a situation, walked into a 1-bedroom apartment, there's 7 cats, There's situations like that, and you try to just let...
What do you do in situations that are... Because I was talking about hoarder situations, and I have done quite a few hoarder situations, and that's a very... That's a different show. It's emotional attachment. There's nothing funny about it, or it's depressing.
So North Carey Street was kind of a hoarder situation, estate clean-out situation, whatever you want to call it. But the thing was, the people had already passed, so the family was like, get it all out. But the family wanted to keep half the stuff. Right. The thing was, it was 3 generations of stuff. And 3 generations of stuff left.
Right, but you took the time to help them. You went through and was like, he either put it in the red box for them to send down to Florida, or you put it in your truck.
Yeah, we actually went down, a week ago, and filled up, they brought a pod to take all the stuff they wanted to keep back. And
right,
we
and he helped with that too.
We filled up the pod with all their stuff. We don't do moving. That's something that we don't offer. Unfortunately, we just... Yet we have the, we have the, it's just, I don't want to take anybody's stuff that's moving and put it into a dump truck. We have all dump trucks.
Right.
But, with them having the pod, Phil, I have no problem doing the heavy
because
lifting.
Honestly, that is another business. I'm not kidding you. You can call my husband and ask him how many damn treadmills he has moved.
I know, mine too.
Sure. Right?
All the heavy stuff. I'm like, I got a guy.
I got a guy. Oh, there's a little leak. Oh.
Hey, the power of
how'd you know my husband's a plumber?
I know it.
Tell me this, because we only have a couple minutes left, but areas that you service, how far are you going? I mean, we want to keep you close to the South Shore for our final closing day, so stay close on the last day of the month, if you don't mind. But where are you servicing?
So we go all the way down to Plymouth. And Plymouth's huge. I mean, we go down to the Bourne part of Plymouth. Yeah. Go up to Boston, and then come out to the Foxborough area. Towards that area, Attleboro, and then that big circle. Yeah. So I mean, if you actually Google our company, it will show a circle, which is pretty cool. I've never seen that before. Yeah. But I mean, for our customers, we pretty much do whatever.
No, I mean, like I said, I was really pleased to meet you that day. You came right out. I know that you were a little upset with me a couple weeks ago, but I made a mistake. Sorry, that was me.
No.
Yeah, well, you yelled at me. I mean, seriously.
Off topic.
But do you forgive me?
Of course I do. I'm here.
I know, he's here.
Yeah, I know, and I see you have an injury. The pinky's all taped up. You know what? I'm only kidding, and I wouldn't do that with somebody that I didn't think that could handle it, and I really do appreciate you. And you know what? You and Emmie make such a great team. I'm so glad that you guys found each other and that you shared him with me, and that you have such confidence in her as a real estate agent. Again, I had Emmie Flaherty with me here tonight. She is a full-time real estate agent here at Boston Connect. People can reach you on your phone number at
781-217-4580.
One more time.
781-217-4580.
And Anthony Junk Removal, your phone number
774-269-8580.
One more time.
774-269-8580.
And I'm Sharon McNamara, BostonConnect.com, 781-826-8000. Have a great week. We'll be here on Saturday.